AIBC Summit. We're here in Dubai, and joining me, I have none other than the man himself, Mr. Brock Pierce. Brock, it's great to welcome you to Dubai. How are you doing?
Well, I'm grateful, feeling blessed. This is my first trip out of the United States in over a year, and I'm glad it's here in Dubai. Clearly, this is where the action is, and the event is, as always, very well done.
Business is booming, and we actually caught up for this exact same conference about 2 years ago in Malta, maybe 3. Since then, the crypto space has changed quite a lot, and I would love to get your impressions of 2021, Bitcoin and the crypto sphere, and just the expansion of people that are looking to get involved. How have you found it?
Well, I mean, mass adoption is starting. I estimate that there's probably around 300 million people in the world, that have cryptocurrency at this point. Probably 30 million Americans, and these are very real numbers. And then you've also seen this year Visa, MasterCard, J.P. Morgan, Morgan Stanley, BNY Mellon, PayPal, Square. All of these financial institutions have gotten behind it. And those types of institutions do not attach their brands to something like Bitcoin lightly. And so it's all gotten very real.
And you are like a veteran in this space. I'm 2013. I can't put the exact year, but when you first got into crypto, you've been in this space for a very long time.
Yeah, I started publicly doing things in the space, and 2013 is when the first conferences were. So this is the first times, that any of us ever met up really off the internet.
So do you catch up with any of the guys that you used to speak to back in 2013 and just take a second to go, whoa, this is a bit nuts that everyone is talking about this on TikTok now and people are using it, and you can pay with crypto, you can pay with Doge to go to a football game?
Yeah, I still stay in touch with most everyone. Well, a lot of them have moved to Puerto Rico, and so they're now in my backyard.
And I wanted to touch on this because you are doing a lot of work at the moment, a lot of work in Puerto Rico as well. What have you been working on this year?
So many things. In the crypto space, current stuff is the Eden operating system, which is Dan Larimer wrote a book called More Equal Animals. I definitely encourage people to check that out. And we, in the last week, just formed the Genesis group of governance, the first 19. Also, CasperLabs is another project we've been working on that had its sale this year. Bought a cruise ship, so building a hotel in Lisbon. Lots of philanthropic work, tons of buying hotels and real estate development, and
can we expect to see?
And I ran for president of the United States last year, so I spend a lot of time. I'm very involved in politics as well.
I was going to get to that because I was like, surely he can't be leaving that out. That was about to be my next question. So we have to talk about that as well, because I think that was such a cool moment that I think people that have been watching you advocate in the crypto and blockchain space has been really happy to see a kind of an advocate that they know and trust running for something like this. This process, how did you find it?
Learning,
yeah.
Trial by fire. Well, that's what this was. I ran as an exploratory mission to understand the mechanics, of the system. You got to kind of get into the belly of the beast. And I'd say basic training is complete.
Yeah.
And it's not without risk. Running for the highest office invites in a level of scrutiny to have every decision you've ever made in your life put under a magnifying glass. Every government agency, it can cost you your life, your liberty, your reputation, your money. It is not, there's a reason why so few people are willing to do it. But I like to think of myself as someone that really only focuses on the jobs that no one else is willing or able to do, because someone has to.
fantastic way to look at it. So I also want to touch on a few more topical things when it comes to the crypto and blockchain space for this year. And I know that we could have this conversation for about an hour, but I know you're a very busy guy. Just to touch on what we're seeing, for example, in the markets right now, what is your impression of, a lot of people are talking about Bitcoin, they're talking about maybe the price having these fluctuations that are slightly below 40,000. A lot of people are saying that Elon Musk is kind of moving these with his energy consumption topics. What is your impression of Bitcoin when it comes to the price right now and maybe the future potential of what we're seeing?
Bitcoin is really the only cryptocurrency that has really defined its purpose. As a digital store of value, as kind of gold 2.0. Everything else is still somewhat speculative and somewhat unproven. Even Ethereum, right? In terms of the gas fees and otherwise. Clearly the developer adoption, the apps and dApps, and there's the activity there is very real, but there's still things that need to be worked out. But I'm a huge believer in all of this. It is the future. But Bitcoin, it's a binary outcome. Bitcoin will be worth, a Bitcoin will be worth $1 million or more, or it'll be worth zero. It's a binary outcome. And I'm very bullish, and I'm always happy to see sales. This sale we can probably thank Elon Musk and the Chinese government for.
Who would have thought that we were saying we were thanking Elon Musk and China in one sentence? This is what this crypto space is all about. So on a final note, for people that are new to this space in 2021, I would love if you could give them one word of advice, maybe even to do with keeping your private key safe, or just something that you have learned along this journey that you think people should know.
Well, I don't encourage anyone to invest in anything but themselves, right? And so keep learning, keep going out and experimenting and invest in your own education. You're paying your tuition because in the future, you're going to need some training. And yes, not your wallet, not your keys, these concepts are very real. If you rely entirely on custodians to hold your crypto keys, it means you still have some learning to do. And if you you haven't gone out and made I spoke today on decentralized finance or DeFi. If you haven't gone out and made a crypto loan in the DeFi space, I encourage you to do that. Banks are paying sub 1% APR. The DeFi market is paying out about a 10% APR. That's an order of magnitude more. How can that be? It actually is pretty simple. Banks have to pay for the retail space, all the employees, the commissions, their profit margins, all of that sort of stuff. That has to come out, basically of the margin. When a lender can give money directly to a borrower with no one in the middle, all of that money goes directly to the lender. And an order of magnitude price difference is motivation to go learn something. And like all things, go make an extremely small loan to start until you know what you're doing.
Yeah.
But I would encourage everyone to do that if you're a Bitcoin holder, a Tether holder, and you haven't done it yet.
No better time than today. Brock, thank you so much for coming. It's always a pleasure to host you here at AIBC. You're always welcome again. Thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you for having me back.
Thank you. That's all for myself. And Brock, we'd love to hear how you found this segment, so share your thoughts with us.